Right, are we back? Yes, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Excellent, right. Welcome to the organised chaos that is TrollCast. So tonight we have another King of Herts online tournament game between Martin Radbourne's Nightstalkers and Richard Laking's Undead. And joining me on the commentary team and the top above me there, like University Challenge, that's Jan Stother. Down in the middle between the two players is Dan King, and later on we have John Fawkes and Matt G joining us once they've finished doing their household chores. As with all the other round one games, this is a modified, slightly modified push scenario, and it's on the same scenery that they've been using for all the games, designed by Matt G, I believe. What I'm going to do now is I shall just ask the two guys if they will quickly run us through their armies, starting with Richard.
Push scenario?
Bring his army up.
I'll just correct you on the scenario, Bob. It's Raze.
Oh, sorry. There we go. And I've actually written it down here as Raze as well and said push over the top. There you go.
Either.
Well, you know, when they pay me more, I'll do it right. So yeah, over to Richard. Your army's now up on the screen. You could just quickly run us through what you've got.
Yeah, so a couple of Revenant Hordes, both with the Undead Giant Rats. One has Liliana's Tia, mainly because I had some points left at the end, more than anything else. 2 units of Wraiths, just basically sturdy chaff. The Revenant Cavalry as a regiment, with obviously Potion of the Caterpillar. Just for a little bit of... normally they would be sitting on a flank, but I don't really fancy their chances against Void Lurkers. Werewolf Horde with Helm of Confidence. Again, normally they would be running off on their own, but at the moment I'm kind of huddling in fear in a corner with them. And a couple of Balefire Catapults for ranged, which again is going to do very little in this game, sadly, because of all the stealth, but such is life. And then finally, the Goreblight for units. He generally just sits in the middle of the Revenant Hordes and kind of helps hold the line a bit. And character-wise, 1 Vampire and Undead Pegasus with the Blade of the Beastslayer, a Leash King with healing, and a Necromancer with Banechant. And that is pretty much it. The general gist of it is it's sturdy more than anything else, is the general idea. It can trundle forward with the hordes and generally try and collapse flanks with the revenants and werewolves. Although when I sort of looked at the numbers against those against the Martin's army, I was like, I'm not going to be doing much. You know, 1 unit on its own on a flank isn't going to be doing much in this game. So we'll see.
Okay. Right, and over to Martin. Bring his army up if it works. Yes, there we go. So, Nightstalkers.
Yes, so whereas Richard's gone for quite a beefy, grindy army, I've gone completely the other way, and I've got very fragile, very fast. So we've got 2 troops of Phantoms for chaff, 2 Mind Screeches for some lightning bolt goodness, 2 Hordes of Fiends, 1 with Potion of the Caterpillar, 1 with Pipes of Terror, and then a Regiment of Fiends, 2 regiments of Soul Flayers with Windblast, and 2 Void Lurkers, 1 with the Brew of Haste, 1 with the Stained Stone.
Wow. Very fast moving. Indeed.
Oh, hang on. Brew of Haste on that. So it's got a 22-inch charge then, effectively.
Yes.
Ooh. Which one is that? Let me have a... Oh, which one?
See,
That's
Bob,
the one,
do
that's
you?
the one that's red. He's got
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember,
Well,
the red ones go
The red ones go faster. Yeah.
red ones go faster.
I like your theory,
Well,
Dad.
that's not going to help me. That's not going to help me very much, since I'm colourblind. Right. So on the battlefield here, we have it's Richard is playing top to bottom, Martin playing bottom to top. Richard, if you could just quickly run us through your deployment and the units there, please.
So we've got 2 hordes, predominantly near the centre, so that I can effectively anchor off the building more than anything else. I'm very worried in this game of getting flanked to death, given how quick it is. So anything I can do to protect the flanks of the hordes. Going into the front, the hordes can take it, but a couple of void lurkers in a flank of one of those units, and it will just vaporise. So we're trying to avoid that. And then we've gone for effectively just one massed flank to try and actually be able to do something on that flank. Effectively, I've acknowledged that objective on the right-hand side, I don't have the potential to really keep it and really challenge for that. So I'm just going to be basically pushing hard, protecting my 2, taking the other 2. We'll see how it goes. But I'm concerned about the speed. I'm very worried that I'm going to be looking at Nightstalkers behind me and on the side of me and everywhere at this rate if I'm not careful.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So, Martin, you're along the bottom there with the very fast Nightstalkers. Could you take me through your deployment, please?
Yeah. So I've spread out a bit. Obviously, given that I have the more mobile army, I want to make as much use of the space as I can. Given how tightly packed the undead are, my wind blast is probably not going to be doing all that much.
Nope.
But maybe we will have some chances later. But yeah, just spreading out, got things in fixed little battle groups to try and tease out some openings.
Right, lovely. Okay. So, if you 2 guys want to pop off and start your chat for your game, we'll just run through a couple of other things before you start, and then we'll get on with the commentary.
Cool.
No worries. Cheers.
Okay.
See you in a
Thanks
bit.
very much. See you in a bit, yeah.
Bob, it may be worth
Right.
you moving that sign. I'm just thinking people won't be able to see those artillery pieces.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Same thing that happened on the Dash 28 last night, wasn't it? Couldn't see his gold chuckers because of the overlay. So we'll get rid of the overlay. There we go.
Ta-da!
Right. So, very fast-moving army against a very grindy army. Have we got any predictions for what they think might happen, or was Richard right in his assumption that he's going to get walked all over by Nightstalkers?
I think the Nightstalkers have deployed much better.
I'll agree there.
Right.
You don't want to be massed together when you've got flanks.
I also think I prefer the Nightstalker list. He's got some really nice options there. Those Void Lurkers are lovely. I don't understand why on the top he's got self-inspiring werewolf horde. Why didn't he put it on the right to grab that right token?
Yeah.
Because then the Phantoms couldn't have dealt with it by themselves. He would have had to send over the Void Lurker, and the Void Lurker wouldn't have gone into range because it's only defense 4. So if he would have played cat and mouse for half the game, and even if he didn't eventually get the token, he would have eased all the pressure off there. I think that would have definitely been the right call. Where it is, it's like, well, you don't need that inspiring. I mean, if you're going to put it in the main line, you should have Brewer Strength. It should probably have Brewer Strength anyway. But
I must admit, I found it interesting that he put his cavalry behind it as well. I know they can move through, but that again could have gone to the other side because there's absolutely nothing on the other side.
Yeah,
and you really do want to get your tokens. You want to get them raised.
Richard almost made a huge mistake before the game even started. The werewolves, he actually deployed them right on the table edge. It's not much better where they are, but because it treats them as blocking terrain, they couldn't pivot at all. If you deploy them on the edge, you literally could not pivot. So he would have completely, and as it is, his pivots are very minor. So I mean, it might be as that Martin doesn't notice and he ends up pivoting off the screen, but that is illegal. So, I mean, the Phantoms on the bottom right are even worse, but they're a flyer, so it doesn't matter. they can do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, I must admit, Richard's very new to the Kings of War side of things, but obviously he's quite a seasoned player when it comes to other games.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's possibly relatively minor things. I don't think he's made any huge mistakes. I just think those couple of different things would have really helped. I mean, he doesn't want to get flanked, and the way he's playing it against Windblast is very canny. So that's all very nice. It's a bit of a shame for him, of course. I mean, it's a tournament army, but he's got his Vampire of on Pegasus with Blade of the Beast Slayer. All his opponents' large stuff's defense 4, so it's completely useless. Annoying. Against another army, defense 6 elementals or so, it'd be amazing, but
that's only one game out. It's an army that's built for a tournament rather than just one-off games, isn't it?
It is. I mean, he's playing it quite canny here. The trouble is he needs to get to the other side at some point, so I guess he's hoping the fast stuff comes in, bounces, and then eventually he can get across.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets lucky with those Balefire,
find it down side of things, wear it down with a couple of units into it.
Yeah. Incidentally, if you click on the top left Balefire, yeah, that one. Notice that the arc goes off the side of the screen.
Yes,
I mean, realistically, there's no real. You might as well pivoted it further in, so anything coming from the top right potentially would have been, because it doesn't make any difference, and then you would have covered slightly more field. I mean, it's not a big deal, but if something sneaks in around the top, potentially it could be out of arc. I don't know.
Yeah, if something has the move to get past that house and 6 inches or so further up, then that Balefire is not going to be able to hit it.
Potentially. Yeah. I don't know.
I can't imagine anybody thinking of doing that kind of thing.
If he hits someone,
off to a quick start.
Yes. I'll say
they have the regeneration now.
We're already rolling, are we?
I think let's see. He's just he's just used one of the Balefires to put some hurt on the Soul Flayers that are facing them.
Oh yeah, well that's solid.
That's
Soul Flayers aren't that tough a unit, so getting hit already. They're only 13-15 defense 4. To be honest, he was probably unlucky to only do 3 damage. Well,
one hit, rolled a 2. And the other missed.
So he's rolled a 1 and a 4.
He rolled a 3 and a 6 for the first one, and did 3 hits, 3 wounds, and then he rolled a 1 and a 4 for the second one. That 1 and a 6 is the nerve. I'm assuming.
Oh yes, of course, you're right. Yeah. Fair enough. It's going to be interesting to see what Martin does here, because if he doesn't press Richard, that then returns the advantage back to him. But I think he will with such an aggressive army.
He's bound to.
I mean, that Void Lurker on the right should be going up 22 inches pretty much, right in the flank.
I love the fact he's put Brew of Haste on it. Really do.
It's nice. It's also good the way he's used them with the Soul Flayers, because obviously he can kind of use those as chaff. So he can park them wherever he likes and have the Void Lurkers completely unchargeable behind, which is a nice option.
Especially with Richard having using Wraiths as sort of thick chaff in front there as well.
Well, we've both got similar chaff in that respect, because obviously we've got the Wraiths and we've got the Phantoms, which are, well, they're not as similar as they were in 2nd edition, but still share some similarities, but still like quite chaffy. I really like Phantoms.
I'm not very keen. I must admit, I started off keen, but I've gone off them. But then obviously I'm using Nightstalkers all the time, and it's about how you develop your playlist, isn't it? So
as a Nightstalker general, Jan, what do you think of the Nightstalker list here?
I like that list. I really do. I must admit, I've gone 2 Mind Screechers myself, but normally it's either 1 or 3. I don't rate 2. 2 just doesn't seem to get the same feel to it for me. But yeah, the 2 Void Lurkers, really like that idea.
Yeah, I like big flyers, must admit.
Fiends are always a good investment. Unit strength wise, it's a good army. It's a nice list.
Be interested to see if he can use his Wind Blast at all. That double forest is quite punishing, isn't it? Because you're in a forest, but you can't see through the other one.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean, I've watched quite a few of the games in this tournament. They're all using the same terrain. The terrain is set for each round for every player.
Yeah.
And there was initially quite a bit of discussion about the fact that this layout
one-sided.
topographically favours players on one side or the other, depending on what kind of army they've got. And I've watched Green Lady, Order of the Green Lady army going through
Me.
all the Pathfinder and stuff going through the centre there. And I've also watched people with a lot of shooting, and it cuts down on the shooting lanes as well. That double wood, like you say, it gives quite a bit of advantage to people fighting through there, especially with the fact that because of the scenario, there's always going to be an objective in those woods.
For me, the classic giant dwarf maps created by Lars are awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, we use them in all our tournaments, and the Wish You Were Here tournament. All the maps that I did, although I customised them and put the heights on and everything, they were all still based off the Lars layouts. I just went on -28, which is now where they're all housed. Got them, randomised them, and just copied them basically onto the screen with some minor variations, and then popped the heights on.
So
there was a fair bit of feedback from that.
Yeah, this is interesting here. He's not advanced really at all, has he, on the left? He's been quite cagey.
I think he's going to rely a lot on his lightning bolt, because at this time the army's going to be advancing towards him. He can get round the flanks in a turn, can't he? So I know I sit back for my first turn and I make the most of my lightning bolt.
Usually by killing all the characters.
Which spells have the Necromancer and Lich King got? Have they got heal?
One of them has, yeah. Let me just bring up the army list.
Heal. You could weather this. Oh, okay, he's moving them a bit further now.
Oops. That was clever.
You overlaying it. You are clever, Bob.
Yeah.
You see, we gave you 2 screens and you don't know how to use them. Bless you.
I need 3.
You do need training.
All the gear, but no idea.
And that's the one, Dan. That's the one. At least he knows how to fetch me a beer up from the fridge.
Oh, there we go. You see, I've opened up in the same place again. Right. The Leash King has heal 6.
Oh, okay, that's decent.
The Necromancer has Surge and Bane Chant.
Okay. So is it just heal and surge on the Leech King?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like the classic Nightstalker tactic of using the Mind Screeches as character assassinators. So he's going for the heal support. Is it the Necromancer? Yeah, he's shooting at the Necromancer.
I love the way you call it classic tactics. It's normal, Bob. It's normal. Everybody does it.
I remember people used to complain in Warhammer days of people shooting heroes with cannons, but there was actually historical use of that. So
I believe we've got Matt Green coming on any second now. He's just let us know. So
Matt G.
Matt G. Sorry, not Matt Green. Too many Matts in my life at the minute.
The only mat in my life currently is a yoga mat. I've been doing quite a lot of with Joe.
That's what got down very well with the yoga ball that you saw before. We used to play fantastic games with those yoga balls in the pubs. Great game called Caveman Football, but anyway, that's a different.
But you've played some very nice games with balls.
Let us not go there. I see the Phantoms are just going to sit at the far side to collect that token, which is what I would have done as well.
But what he that Void Lurker on the right, why has he stayed back there? I don't get that. He could have.
No, I'd have moved it to the other side of the fences.
Yeah. Why is he being cagey? I mean, sure, maybe the Undead could possibly get some, wraiths into it with a bit of surge shenanigans, but would he care? No. Well, as long as I don't get him the flank.
I suppose he could be using the tree cover so that he doesn't get shot at by the bill fight.
Here he is. Welcome, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
Did Richard only see half the board?
No, Matt.
Yeah, we kind of said similar.
Yeah, he's decided
he was.
Let Martin have the other, the one on the right.
He's scared of being flanked.
I do actually wonder if he's going to burn it next turn and then bring his Phantoms in for additional support.
He will do. He'll burn it as soon as turn 2.
He does. That's a mistake, in my opinion.
Mm.
He would be much better off sitting on it and just getting him a victory point.
Is that the Phantoms on the right?
Yeah, no. As soon as you remove them down in this one, it's in.
Oh, sorry, you get the point. Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Yeah, you keep the points. Yeah.
Surely you should know that.
I don't know these people on Rules Council.
Disgraceful behaviour.
Oh, we're playing that scenario. Oh, I misunderstood. Right.
Just can't get this started.
But yeah, no, I'd wait for turn 2 and be in myself. So, but as you say, it's not moving that Void Lurker up. I know he's using the cover to stop himself being shot, but he would have had cover from the house, the building, your pub, isn't it, Matt?
It is, and everything's stealthy anyway, so he's going to be 6s to hit it.
It's true.
Well, he's already put some hurt on the Soul Flayers.
Yeah.
Are those Soul Flayers on the orangey base between the
it looks
dragon
like
and the
that's gone.
Yeah, the Soul Flayers are on the orangey sort of brown base.
Interesting. I'd have thought they'd be hammering up that right-hand side by now.
Yeah, that's what I said. I fully expected it, but there seems no reason to hold off.
Get those flanks in.
I mean, especially since the Undead seem to be doing more damage with shooting than the Nightstalkers.
I know.
Apparently, he can roll 6s.
Yeah. A useful habit against the.
Quite nice.
Ooh,
That's quite
that hurt.
So he's going to wish he sent them into combat now.
Thanks, Si, for the comment on Tankard. I've gone off the gin and we're on a locally sourced cocktail.
Nice. So, I showed it pre-cast, but I'm drinking the chili mead. It's got a lovely spicy note, and I do love the mead.
Whereas I'm just wishing I had mead.
Sorry.
Make some.
Oh, I'll make some in summertime properly.
Well, actually, I've got a mead that Chris Morris made for me, a lavender mead.
Oh.
He bottled it years ago. Technically, I could have drunk it from winter last year, so I probably should have it at some point. I've been saving it for a special occasion because it's not often people make you a mead. So.
No, it isn't. It's nice to have these things.
So is that a unit deleted already?
Yeah.
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 A unit of Soul Flayers?
Soul Flayers.
And the funny thing was, of course, Richard was saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm probably not going to hit anything on 6s." Well, he's hit 2 turns on the row and deleted it.
Yeah, he said he's wasted 200 points on catapults, and they said they paid for at least one of them so far.
All the armies you want to face when you're rocking catapults like that, it's not want to be Nightstalkers.
Now that's interesting. It looks like he's pulled it back. I think he was giving himself a flank before he manoeuvred it from the Wraith troop. But now that's not going to happen. Wraiths are so good into difficult terrain these days because they've got the Strider. Yeah. So now he's advancing, but he could have done this last turn.
Yeah, because now he's going to start forcing some tough decisions on Richard there with the what's he going to move across?
I mean, in actual
he doesn't need to
that wood lurker back. I wouldn't have it there either.
See, what I would do if you look at the Revenant Horde, if he moves it back, he's moved slightly too far forward, because what he could have done, he could have got it so all those flyers were on the flank of the Revenant Horde, but unchargeable because of the building. So it'd be like, fine, you can't charge me at all.
What's the little unit on the bottom left, next to the little dragony thing?
Phantoms.
Yeah. I predict they're going to be a menace.
Oh, they should be a menace. The menace. The chappy menace is at the end of the day. The idea is you just throw them in to be a pain in the ass. Or to run off and collect a token very quickly and then get him to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be episode 1.
I think so. Oh, where's he put that?
He's running away from those catapults.
Doing? What?
No. Good munching.
He's been very cagey. He's got a super fast, aggressive army, and he's hiding with it.
He's holding back.
This isn't how I'd play a fast, aggressive army. For me, I'd be like, rah!
There's a load of space that top right, isn't there?
But yeah, it is fast and aggressive. Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know. That's opened up that lot for those who don't advance.
I mean, werewolves, with these units retreating, that's favouring those werewolves.
It certainly is.
Yeah, especially if you can get out of line of dragons and kind of out of sight of everything else around those rocks. I mean, and even claim that token.
Yeah.
They claim that token.
They'll claim the token.
Yes, and then burn it. He can burn it, can't he, on his turn?
And position for a load of flanks,
No.
I mean, the actual fact, it looks like he could... Oh, dear. It looks like he can...
hear it, Paul. Fasten in your face is the way to do it. Although...
He can hold dragon and claim that loot token.
He can charge the flank of the phantoms, I think, with the werewolves, back off, and then grab the token. Raze it.
On that. Ooh.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Back off, does he? He'd still be within, I think, if he stayed there.
I think he probably would. I think he probably would.
As well.
Roberts has got a plan for Nightstalkers being in their face.
I really don't like what he's doing there, Martin.
He's boxing
so well as well.
It's as if he's throwing his phantoms away. Just give that lovely flank straight on the side.
I mean,
perhaps that's what he's doing to
maybe he's thinking
then riposte with them fiends.
Yeah, but he's not angled it so he can get a flank on somebody else if they did. Because he'd still have them there.
And even if those werewolves go down, whoever takes them out is going to be hammered by those revenants off the hill. Or the cavalry. Is that cavalry top left behind the werewolves?
Yeah, it's revenant cavalry,
Yeah. So they're protected from the dragon, or the void lurker at the bottom. You can just sacrificial chunk them in.
That would have been my other choice of the right flank, by the way. The revenant cavalry, just leaving them on the right flank would have given him possibilities on that token.
But it was his last thing that he placed. I must admit, I did expect the cavalry to go somewhere else because he'd already put the werewolves there.
Maybe he didn't want to leave them hanging out uninspired.
Yeah, well, that's where the werewolves would have been all right because they self-inspire. They've got the self-inspire.
The helm.
Yeah.
Those fiends in the middle on the red bases can't see anything anyway, can they?
No, they
No, because of the double wood. I wonder
must
what
admit that's thrown up a
evil
few-
genius decided on that.
He's doing
If
exactly what I thought he might do. Look, but
If
then
those
the question
fiends
is,
move up into the
Did
other
Mark
bit of the
want
wood,
Hmm.
can they get charged by the wraiths?
Once they're in,
Would they be in range? I don't know if they'd be in range.
they would be if he tempts his
Yeah,
race
yeah.
there. But yeah, Richard's done exactly as we thought. Look, he's come down. He can burn that token, but he is going to lose his werewolves. So, but if he wins the scenario out of it, I mean, and kills. I mean, it's not a
There you
bad
go. He's
trade.
setting up for if he backs the werewolves off, he's setting up for the counter with the revenants.
Yes.
Off the hill. Maybe they got any Bane Chant knocking around as well?
it's not losing.
Yeah, there's Necromancer behind them's got Bane Chant.
Yeah, he'll chew through whoever charges those werewolves.
Yeah, that charge up the hill is going to be so painful because that'll be crushed 2. Because he only hit on pause.
Also, with the edge of those cliffs, he'll not be able to get both sets of fiends in there either.
Oh no, I'm wrong by the way. No, the defense 5, not CS1 by default. I'm thinking of the Empire Dust ones these days.
Well, if you Bane Chants them, it'll still be
It will be. Yeah.
crushing one, thunderous one, won't it?
Yeah.
And there's nothing inspiring them down there.
I've run out of
Because of the
me.
Mind First.
Well, the werewolves are self-inspiring, though, aren't they? So, doesn't that
Yeah,
inspire
but if they go down to the counter charge and then the revenants come off the hill, there's nothing inspiring what the revenants hit.
But they'll not go down.
Phantoms, isn't it?
Phantoms are not going to take down the werewolves. That's part of why I've gone off using phantoms.
Well, the Phantoms are going to die, but then he's going to have Fiends and the Void Lurker into the potentially into the werewolves.
Well, that Void Lurker.
Oh, they're playing the Impassable as height 5, so the Void Lurker can see over the top of that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
height 6.
Yeah, it's height 6. So in that respect, he's setting up a trap. I don't think it's in his favour in the end, but we'll see.
Well, where's the Void Lurker? If he moves back, and werewolves are nimble, are they?
No, Lycans are nimble, aren't they?
No, werewolves are nimble.
Wolves are nimble.
Yeah, so if they move back and then pivot slightly,
But you can't
then
do
they can
both
make
after memelee. It's pivot.
No.
But all he needs to do, actually, assuming he wins the combat.
Well, he's already within 3, isn't he? If we click on that unit, Bob, can we just see how far from the token he is?
He is, yeah.
He's got to be within 3.
Yeah,
All you need to do, actually, is pivot it slightly and then put the Void Lurker onto the flank because then it can't be charged.
and then he won't be able to charge.
He'll still get Fiends in. He might still lose them, but the Void Lurker would then have to go for a target behind if it wants to.
And he's got enough surge kicking around to deal with that.
Yeah, he's got a Leash King with Surge 10.
Well, that Bing was Jonathan saying he's on his way in, so any minute now we should have a Jonathan Walks with us.
Ooh, exciting.
More drinkers.
Well,
Yay,
More drinking.
Fact, there he is.
It's a floating head.
John's aren't you being super healthy at the moment, John? Does that mean you're not drinking?
Well, Bob was doing the
a
not
second while I get rid of that.
Water.
There we go. There's the banner gun.
I think he must have had a very rough
Well, the
night
amount
last night if he's on water.
The amount he drank last night, I'm not surprised.
Or is it vodka?
I thought at one point it was intravenous.
It wasn't that much. It was just a few bottles.
A bottle of Wolf Blass.
Yeah.
And
and
half
then
a bottle of Kraken. It looked like
there was quite a lot of Kraken drunk. Yes, there was a significant amount of Kraken.
Who went first in the end?
I can't figure out what he's doing here.
And then Richard got first turn, didn't he?
It was Richard. Yeah, Richard went first turn.
We haven't got the top or bottom sign up. Bob. I don't know if you've...
So what someone needs to tell him after the game is werewolves have 18 attacks, so that's 36 in the flank, not 32. But
it's enough. It's enough. Do the catapults not do anything? Has he forgotten to fire them?
No,
it looks like he missed a 2 and a 3 up the top of the top.
To be fair, he's hit 2 turns already and killed a unit. That's pretty good against stealthy.
That is good.
That'll do.
He's backed off.
I brought that down seems to not be here at the other end.
And now the Void Lurker has got a charge. I think the slight pivot, pulling the Void Lurker into an unchargeable flank, would have been better.
But then he could just disappear on the left with the Void Lurker. If he's baiting him into charging those werewolves, which he doesn't want to do, because he's going to get monstered by anything.
Can he disappear on the left? I mean, maybe for a turn, but that's to the benefit of.
It's just letting them get across to claim those tokens. Really, if he does that, he's got to get something in there and block him from the tokens without sacrificing his mind screeches. Because lightning bolt's worthwhile if he uses it properly.
Yeah. John, you're missing out, by the way. Look.
Chili mead.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good shit.
All I can think of was Clash. Drinks of that.
Interesting. There you go. That's exciting. Straight in there at the top of the individual.
Oh.
Because he didn't butt him up against the Revenants.
Well, that's his mistake.
Yeah. Well, there's a relatively new player to Kings of War.
He's new to Kings of War. He's plenty of experience in other systems. We've been seeing
little things like that, but yeah.
Someone just needs to tell him that if you put it flush against the rear, you can't charge. He may not realise. I mean,
he can watch this back and see our expert assessment of it.
So in future, if it's flush against the back of the unit and it cannot be charged.
Don't do that.
I'd be using those mind screeches to target all those individuals as well. Because they can snipe away and I'm not going to know. Yeah.
He put 3 wounds on the necromancer, but he healed them.
3 of them when he did that. But I must admit, I'd have been in there with creatures.
That being said, in some ways, it might actually do him a favour. It's 9 attacks, roughly 6 hits. That's probably not going to kill a dash 14 Lich King. Shouldn't do on average.
He could spin that Revenant Horde around and surge them into the flank of it, and then just reform to face the other and just delete the unit.
Out the way for a while, so I mean, the Gorblight's a possibility as well. That's a nice shambling unit with all sorts of things.
Just to hold it up.
So in
hasn't got the
fact,
Cloak of Death thing as well.
Yeah, it has. So in actual fact, although it seems like a good play, it's literally just stopping him casting for 1 turn, most likely, and then putting those in possibly poor position. Unless he gets lucky. Might get lucky.
Is he self-inspiring? Has he got the talisman or something?
I don't think we have the talisman on any of the stock.
Lich Kings inspire themselves, yeah.
There we go.
It's a pretty, and it's got
flying individual inspiring and regen 5.
So if he doesn't kill it, it's going to heal up. So
he's not going to kill that, is he?
We might. Well, he shouldn't do. We might talk to him after the game, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I knew you had to put it flush, but I was baiting him," and we'll be like, "Oh, cunning."
Not so sure about
that. No.
I've learned so many times to my cost trying to charge an inspired individual with even anything really is just a big gamble if it's not taking any damage.
Yeah. I mean, back in 2nd edition, what was it? Wasn't it 14-16 or something? I mean, it's not quite as crazy now, but.
So did you say those rocks are height 5 or height 6?
They're just
height 5. He said the impassable terrain's height 5.
So they were saying the same for the building as well. So yeah, he set it up that you could actually jump over that with the Void Lurker.
Yeah,
but they both agree.
It's interesting because it charges those werewolves.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going on his own, which is the main thing. Cause
it's just not going to be in his favour. I mean, he needs to kill him, but then anything goes in is probably going to get killed, and then the undead win the grind.
I'm guessing that regiment of fiends can't get the revs on the hill.
Do you want to click on the fiends, Bob? Just so
they're speed 6, aren't they? Are they speed 6 or 7? Never speed 8. Of course they can get them on the
7
hill.
feet. 8, yeah, 16.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can.
16 charge.
Interesting
They've got
choice.
choice of targets.
Yeah,
I'd stuff them into those revs on the hill then, surely.
yeah, delay them. That's a good shout.
Yeah, keep them out of the way for a bit.
Hold them up while you delete the werewolves, and then
But even then, you've still got the Vamp on peg, the Rev Car, Wraiths, potentially a Gorblight coming in the flank.
yeah, with all that surge floating about.
Well,
Unless he does something like Wind Blast and back
probably going
out
on
the
the
way.
flank anyway. I mean, unless it depends whether he bounces and what his angle is.
I was going to put him up there. Interesting, or over there.
So just to confirm, they are on 1 victory point apiece, aren't they, at the moment? Completely
Yes.
drawing.
Yeah.
Well, they're on one objective, so it's two apiece at the moment.
Oh, you get 2 for
Yeah,
it, and then
2
1
points.
for the one in
Yeah.
the centre.
Points
Yeah.
for each and 1 for the centre.
Right, yes.
The fiends that are in the wood.
No,
with
no, guys. It does actually say 1 in the rule book here. You get 1 when
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. It's modified, Dan.
Oh.
The
You know
tournament
how-
says
I did say at the beginning it was a slightly modified scenario,
Push.
even though I gave the wrong scenario.
Yeah, Bob did say push when he introduced it as well.
I think he meant it was a normal raise.
Yeah.
Slightly modified.
Anybody can make a mistake.
Had the Red Fiend Regiment got any Pathfinder or Strider in it?
They're Pathfinder, they're Potion Caterpillar.
Yeah, but if
See, he needs to move them into the front forest,
Yeah.
but then he puts them into
Yeah.
range potentially.
the thing is, if they sit back there, they're not going to see anything as it runs at him, and they're going to have that objective in the
Yeah.
middle.
He has to
Yeah.
push
He
forward.
has to put his toe in the wood, surely.
What's he doing?
Hmm.
He's held back with almost everything. No!
He needs to at least go and sit on top of that token.
Yeah, why has he put those? That's mad.
Werewolves have got
Werewolves will
nimble.
eat those fiends in reply.
Werewolves, they can nimble charge anything they want.
I'm trying to remember his face later when he's watching this.
No!
Like, oh my god, what did they all say
Can
about
those werewolves get a flank on the Mind Screech?
They can't. He's giving him a flank charge on the Mind Screech.
And then the Revenants. Oh no, disaster.
Needs
It may be a
some
cunning plan.
4 sets of beams. He really does. Those
I mean-
forwards need to move forwards.
You did say he was a bit inexperienced with the undead, so maybe you won't notice the nimble charge.
But he's an experienced Kings of War. He's only been doing it a couple
Oh,
of
he's took out the leash. Was he?
Oh,
8
bloody hell,
and 6,
what?
14. Yes, he has.
That's
Six
very unlikely.
wolves. Blimey.
Mind Screeches are good. I do love my Mind Screech.
He's rolled slightly above to hit and
Is that
damage.
Well, he
but
rolled 8 twice.
he got
He rolled
eight-
8 twice on the
and he got
on the
8
nerve as well.
He got
Yeah.
8 hits. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he got lucky.
But they
Okay,
should
so-
be able to eat. The Revenants should be able to
They-
eat
they
them
are
with a turn
very-
around of Surgeon, right?
And to be honest, that still seems a decent shout.
And then you're protected anyway because you just reform, and if the house stops you from the dragon in the flank.
So that's the fiends going into. Is that fiends into werewolf?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
So it's not
A wound.
1 damage. Oh no, they can life leech it next turn.
always with positives.
We'll see if he gets the nimble charge shenanigans. I really hope he does.
I think he will.
This could be a really good turn for the undead, I think.
be
So I
interesting.
sense some favoritism there, Dan. Favoritism towards undead.
No, I'm just calling the battle as it is. It could be a very good turn.
So we top end of 3 now.
No, 4.
They've been
4.
playing pretty quick.
Grief, they're going.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going to be going
There's
for
not a lot of
5.
shooting, is there?
No,
No,
there's just the 2. Only the 2 catapults and 2 Mind Screeches are the shooting on either side.
and neither of them
And
are fast with me.
The soul players, I guess, with their nonsense.
The layout, I mean, they haven't done anything at all so far. Apart from, I assume they're about to blow them revenants out into so the Void Lurker can take them in the flank.
Who's going to blow?
Surely.
Who's going to blow the revenants? What?
Johnny's amazing
Yeah.
extra attention.
Is he going to turn around and
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to
turn them
surge.
180 degrees?
Yeah, 180, absolutely, that's right.
Yeah.
That's just a reform, isn't it? Then he'll get surged.
Yeah.
Because he
It
only
looks
need
like-
a 1.
It is 1, yeah.
Yeah.
So unless
Make sure the
it's
Glove of
horrible,
Light does the Cloak of Death.
Oh, yeah. Cloak of Death should be triggered. He doesn't need... Well, he might need it. I mean, Burn Defense 4.
Oh no! Oh, he's trying to move it out so he can get a double kill onto a regiment. What he's doing?
I don't think he's noticed those werewolves. If he had, he would have done them first to get them out of the way.
To be fair, it's if you don't play the game a lot or if you're new to it, you won't spot that that's a nimble corkscrew out. Actually,
Rob
is it?
Hudson hasn't been coaching him, has he?
I hope not.
Yeah, it is. If you look at the angle,
He can get around on those Mind Screechers.
you can. If you look
He
at the
could have
angle, one back. Don't forget he would have backed up an inch, so he hasn't spotted it.
Gosh, that's overkill on those little fiends.
Yeah, if both guys on the hill, we would have killed the fiends anyway, and then he would have also had a mind screech.
Maybe he's just going to try and trade it out and just push them forward and say, come on, charge them. It doesn't matter because whatever you charge them with will die.
You're right. It doesn't matter necessarily that he hasn't took it because he's still going to be in a really strong position. He's just eating the Nightstalker units. He was unlucky to lose for Lich King, but hugely matter.
Click on the Revenant Horde that's come down into those fiends for me so I can have a look at the angles from the other Void Lurker.
That one.
It's on front at the moment.
Obviously, they're going to
flank.
walk straight through those, but...
There's going to be a really interesting one. If they walk through that and move forward,
they've got the
everything's going to be in a flank and they can't get in.
Can't just pivot them after the combat.
Yeah, but they can't.
He can just pivot them, but he's got this Void Lurker down here that can see over the top. He's got that.
He can see over the top.
There. He can see over them rocks.
Yeah, but
height 5 and he's height 6.
If it's in a flank and you can't actually land it in the flank, then
he can't get in.
You can't do it.
Well, it
So you
depends
could advance
on
the
what he does,
werewolves,
doesn't it?
spin the revs to block the flank.
The other possibility, if the Revenant Cavalry Revenant Horde win the combat and advance, he will be in control of the crown at the end of the turn and can burn it for a
He will be, yeah.
And it doesn't
It
really
would
matter.
give you flank to the Void Lurker, but if you win in the
He's
game...
missed the surge. He's missed the surge. He's not got a 4. On nice.
Oh,
Six
come on.
dice, no 4s. Oh, that is.
But I think he's safe because I don't think the dragon can fit in.
Yeah, the Void Lurker can't land.
Yeah,
No.
the
He's actually, he has given him a charge on the Gorblight's flank.
Yes, he has, just at the top there.
Yeah, but then he'll be sat there and could take a cav charge.
That's
Yeah,
really
and he'll also be sat there with his flank to the Revenants because they're facing up the table now, aren't they?
Well,
yeah.
that is
either-
very
either of them have
unfortunate.
got flank. Yeah.
A Cloak of Death. That doesn't cause a nerve, does it?
No,
Cloak
it's
of
just
Death.
damage.
No.
That's a double unlucky. I mean, has he tried to hit it with the Balefire? Has he rolled that?
Not yet.
Well, that one's too
Only one
close.
good. Yeah.
That
Doubling
one's
down
about
on
to
something
shoot
else,
at it
right?
now.
There we go.
I mean, you should have done that before the surge anyway. Just to be
Oh,
sure.
no. But Jesus.
Always missed.
Oh,
It's 6 is the hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But he has hit the other Soul Flare unit. He hit it.
Yeah,
Fired at it the first 2 turns and hit twice and took it off.
Yeah, no
I see
hits.
those things.
No hits there.
Yeah, because they're a
Doesn't
higher
look like-
height than.
I mean, the
Revenant.
Gorblight looks like it's in the way, but
Partially in the way.
And the
I think
hill.
he can draw to the left, just in between. I think he's just got a bead on.
tactics at the top where he's actually sat right on tokens that Martin needs. Because to be honest, Martin's holding back far too much. He
Oh
needs
my god! Look at that.
Whoa! Why is he rolling D3s? Why is he rolling D3s?
Oh, he's rolling D3s. That's why he didn't hit. Oh, we've got to tell him.
Oh, right.
Oh, you got to tell him.
Comment on the
Tell him.
on UB.
Oh, yeah, Matt's told him. So that's why he didn't get a single surge off. So he's got to redo all of it.
Oh,
How
that
far
would
back's he been rolling D3? What was he rolling D3s for?
That's his
Wild
surge.
card?
That's a surge. There we go.
He's redone his surge there.
Yeah.
What was he using D3?
I'm just going back to see now.
Don't forget to move it back down after.
I can't see when he started rolling D3s.
Yeah.
To be honest.
God.
A bit.
There you go,
D3.
D6s for the win.
That's awesome. That's so completely changed this battle now.
Is he going to re-roll all those catapults as well?
So what we need to do now? Have you ever seen
Yeah, because
that
he got 2 3s with his catapult, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever see the classic episode of Red Dwarf where they all speak backwards? We need to all do that now.
No, 18.
I'm not. If we're going to do that, Dan, I am not going to the toilet.
Yes.
No.
For gone the catapult shot on D3s. He's just
Yeah, I think
he's been re-rolled them.
We're being asked to do a recap for the latecomers by our lovely Hildrew. Yeah, the gentleman that forgot to let us all know it was Friday today. Would anybody like to do a recap?
We're on turn 4 already.
Yeah,
You're
apparently
missing
it's
out on
Friday.
Yes.
This completely threw me that it was Friday.
I'm drinking chili mood. We've got beer, we've got gin. That's the sort of recap you wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, John's drinking water.
Yeah, John got too drunk last night. That's your fault as well, Steve.
Right. Well, the quick version is that Martin's at the bottom with Nightstalkers, Richard's at the top with Undead. Richard decided to deploy his entire army between the pub and the left-hand side of the battlefield. Martin spread out all over the place, and then decided to advance slowly across the table under fire from balefire catapults. Richard managed to pot off a Soulflayer regiment with his catapults. Martin then moved a phantom troop into the hollow of those rocks there, which got charged by the werewolf horde, which is still there. Countercharged by fiends, which were then charged by revenants off the hill and werewolves. The soul flayers at the top by the revenants took out a leash king and then got surge charged by the aforementioned revenants.
And they're now being hit.
Yeah,
and popped.
Yeah.
Now, just
Well, tired, aren't they?
just to know, he's made another little angling arrow with his werewolves. If you click on them, Bob, he should have given that Void Lurker a flank again. That way, he couldn't charge him.
yeah.
Yeah, it's in the
Not
front.
by just a couple of millimeters. A tiny bit more that would have made a huge difference. I'm not saying he would necessarily charge it, but it would have removed that possibility. Anything that reduces possibilities is good.
That's what I
But
said.
you could
If
get
he'd
round
moved forward, he'd have avoided it.
Well, he also had the option with the Revenants still of taking that crown. I mean, it's not necessarily. It's a conservative play. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad one. It might in the end be better. But me, I probably would have just gone for it and burnt it. I don't know.
And taking the double charge from the fiends and then counter charge. Yeah, but you'd have counter charged with everything, with virtually everything else in your army, so you'd have wiped them out and won the game.
What he's done now is he's basically said you can burn that. Oh no, because he can't burn on that side. No, he's okay. He's okay.
They're just going to stay sat on it. Couch, sit on that token and wait for them to go for it. And it doesn't look like the Nightstalkers are getting across there because the two hordes of fiends haven't moved.
Yeah, but Martin's not usually this cautious.
He's obviously feeling pressured.
I think Richard's got him a little bit on the back foot because I don't think he was expecting everything to be cornered up. You know, I don't think he was expecting quite so full.
Anything else died?
Not yet.
You're welcome, Steve, by the way.
I mean, we don't really like Richard's deployment, but it's working for him, so fair enough.
It is working for him. It's working very well. I just like the cavalry staying at the back there, and I do think it's a waste of the cavalry just sitting on that talk and stopping getting it. But
yeah, have you noticed he's done the same mistake with his necromancer? He's letting the phantoms potentially get over again. I don't know.
I don't think that they got the range.
Oh, maybe they didn't.
Well, can you just click on the phantoms? No, the phantoms are going to go in there.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's all right. You've missed it, Bob. It's fine.
I thought we might have been in there. But either way, you could have put it against the unit.
Which way is the wallback?
I can't answer comments and click at the same time. I'm a man. I can only do one thing at a time.
Multitasking's too much.
It's just a man.
I mean, I can mostly handle drinking and talking. I mean,
I think Bob can use that.
I found I can't drink, talk, and walk at the same time. Is my problem.
I mean, you didn't say walk in a straight line, so I'm mostly okay at that.
We can usually do drinking and singing, can't we, Dan? We've done a bit of that.
Is the Goreblight facing down?
We'll not do that tonight. Don't worry, John.
Anyone?
The Goreblight. Let's have a look.
Has he got a view on the dragon?
No.
I think he's facing downwards.
Because those revenants fit on that
dragon.
Yeah,
he's facing down.
They can't get around the house.
But it is a surge.
So
he's got options.
He's looking in this sort of area.
And dragon safe hill. Oh, yeah, the hill that looks like a pub.
Yeah.
I do love the horse on that house.
Pegasus hasn't done anything yet. Been quite cagey.
I see he's moved the fiends into the middle wood.
If it had been me,
he's brought the fiends up.
I would have sent the Pegasus down the left flank behind the Void.
Yes, I know it's Martin Radbourne. Yes.
Are those werewolves in fiends?
Apparently, I'm just a man with a man's courage. Where's that familiar from?
It's Flash.
Flash
Gordon.
Queen, yeah. Yeah. I've got that T-shirt. Perhaps I should wear it.
Don't go stripping off at the second, love. Multitasking's just not something you need.
No, you're safe. You're safe.
I could do a truffle shuffle if you want.
No, Joe. No.
No. The world isn't ready for that yet, Dan.
No, I think we ought to go back to the game.
Oh, there's a game.
Click on those werewolves and see what they can see.
What can the werewolves see?
What can the werewolves see? How far can they get? So they can get those fiends. They can get the mind screeches. The other fiends.
Nice side into the mind screeches.
Yeah,
the fiends into the wood there. They're in the flank.
Yeah,
the mind screeches.
Fiends in the wood.
Mind screech.
The phantoms are out. The phantoms are out. Yeah, so it's basically what they can do is they can.
Not anymore. Well, they might.
They'll take that hit.
It would have been a flank.
Oh, it's going to be a double charge.
It's got to be a double charge. There's no way you'd take a Void Lurker in on its own.
Why not?
I don't think you can hit them. Look, I don't think you can hit them because they're not nimble.
No. Something like
look,
that.
they have to pivot to the
Yeah,
right.
but you can put the fiends in first and then put the flyer in afterwards, right?
Yeah, he'd have been better off putting the fiends in and then the flyer.
Could. He didn't, but he could. You're right. Yeah. He still should have pivoted those damn werewolves.
But could he have done it enough that they didn't get round the back of it?
The Void Lurker wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, he only needs a tiny. If you look, a tiny pivot would have got it so that it would have overlapped.
The back left-hand corner of those werewolves sticking out.
Yeah. No, seriously, if you just pivoted that about a little bit, it would have been fine. There's no way you would have fit a 75mm on the front. You know, if you turned it enough.
He's given up. He's just doing one charge. He could have done a double charge there easy.
He could have double charged. If he just moved the fiends up, he could have got the lurker in at the back end here.
Maybe the whole nimble thing came up, but no one said to him, "Do them in the different order."
But he's read the FAQ. Clearly, he's read the FAQ.
What's he doing? He's being cagey, but cagey's not going to win him the battle.
Reading stuff's never good. You just blindly go in.
No, Stephen, the
flyer wasn't on the flank. We checked it earlier. It was a couple of millimetres out of his centre point.
Front. It wasn't the front. If it had just pivoted the werewolves slightly, it would have meant that the Void Lurker was in the flank and the Void Lurker wouldn't have been able to get it. Because they decided that the height meant that it could go over.
As it turns out, he's decided to move to the right.
I'm not getting at all what's happening with that Void Lurker. Well, to be honest, I don't understand the other one going in where it has either.
What's he rolling for there? Mind Screech on the...
Necromancer.
That should be all right.
Yeah, he can't afford to lose his last Surge Force.
Is that the only inspiring? Oh, no, the guy on the Pegasus is inspiring, right?
Yeah.
The Necromancer doesn't have Inspire, I don't think.
Has he got Talisman or something?
It doesn't say he has.
Sure.
No, it doesn't.
So those rebs on the right aren't inspired?
One had Inspire and the other didn't. If I remember rightly, on the Necromancers.
The Lich King has got inspiring, but the Necromancer doesn't.
Right, okay.
The Lich King is dead.
The Vampire is inspiring.
It's not got a lot of inspiring pocket kicking.
I mean, that's to his favour when facing Nightstalkers.
But are
it's to his favour, because obviously we pinch everybody else's.
Okay, that's not a brilliant roll against the werewolves.
No, that's going to be flank all over the place.
He's not on D3s again, is he?
He's not even way up in D6s.
Oh, that's going to go
no,
right for those.
D6. That's sad.
That's going
So
to be painful.
Revenant to the flank.
Yeah, it is a
Off a hill.
Off a hill, yes.
So you've also got the combat at the top there. So the whatever that's just gone in there is the Fiends, isn't it? Is that Fiends? And
no.
and so,
it's Phantoms and the Void Lurker
Phantoms.
against his raid.
It's not
a great bit of choice there.
No, it's not. It's certainly not what I would have put.
Oh.
And they're all right.
Oh my god. It's not going his way at all. He's going to have a sinking feeling in his stomach now.
He is.
This is all going wrong. I mean, now the Wraiths can ground the Void Lurker.
And if those Revenants come in...
Go on, Matt.
Yeah,
no, as Dan was saying. Yeah, and then they can sidestep onto the token or just reform onto the token. And it doesn't matter if he loses them because he's got the token then.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way there's going to lose the other two tokens, is he? He shouldn't do.
Well, not
Horde sat on
the
cavalry.
On it like that.
Yeah. So he's going, he's going to struggle to lose this one. I mean, it's possible, and let's be honest. After the game I had against Elliot, everything is absolutely possible.
He's not offering flanks and rears all over the place.
Well, to be fair,
with double ones, double ones,
twice.
I wanted double ones, but the double ones didn't do it for me. I kicked myself because I screwed my game up.
But that Revenant Horde is going to have a Void Lurker, unless he backs off. He's going to have a Void in the flank, one or the other, right?
I mean, you'd assume it would kill Phantoms, and then the other one should be grounded.
Yeah, but it can still.
I wonder what it's going to do with that orb light to be at.
It can. It depends what he does with it.
He should sidestep the Revenants and hope not to get a 3, and then the Void Lurker can't flank the Revenants because of the Whites or Wraiths front, right?
Why is he aligning with
the
front?
It's
a flank charge. It's a flank charge.
Flank.
Yeah, that's completely a flank charge.
Right. It looks like hopefully he's learned now. He's starting to pivot.
Yeah, he's going.
There we go.
Flank.
He could have nimble charged those werewolves before he did that, could he? With the Rebs in the way.
I really hope he watches this afterwards and he learns that you could have nimble charged so many things. I think didn't he have? No, he didn't have it on the Void Lurker, but he still could have got into a Mind Screech. Yeah. Or
I don't think he could have on that turn because the Revenants were in the hill on the way.
Fiends in the forest. That might have been good too. Or if you are only crush one.
It would have been.
But
but Crush One.
They're not Pathfinder, are they? Those
doesn't need them where they are.
No.
No, they're self-inspired.
Have you seen Steve giving you grief, John?
Oh yeah. Let it go. Yeah, I'm completely calm. I'm absolutely letting it go.
We need to you can run around and dance and sing and wave your arms.
Right, better to have luck than tactics. Oh dear.
Decidedly sober.
This is where those two catapults take off that other void lurker in a go or something stupid like that.
You've said it now.
Well, hang on. The things on the hill, they're wraiths, right?
Yes.
Or white. Can they charge the void lurker
Yes.
over the top?
No, they're only speed
got
7 now.
Speed 7, height 5.
9, 12. Now they can only get to. Well, they could get that token.
And they can't the shambling, right?
Probably all they're after, to be honest.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Doing the very tactical thing.
Okay, so he's just brought the Gore Blight over and caused 1 point of damage to everybody.
Just because
it's there. He can.
I'm going to have to go for another drink. I shall be back in a minute. I'll not make you run up and down the steps again, Bob.
Thank you.
See you soon.
We still need to fix that floorboard on the landing. But everybody can hear that.
So what's that vampire on Pegasus doing?
Just chilling. He
He's
hasn't
been
got a
very
line, has he?
peaceful with it. Well, I mean, it could charge the void lurker, couldn't it?
What's he doing, Tracker?
Oh, he's going out. Actually, that's quite a nice move.
It's out of angle, yeah.
He
That's
can get
good.
there because he's going to be within an inch, isn't he?
Oh, right, okay. Or maybe he is charging then.
Oh,
Actually, no, he's not in charge arc. No, he's just out of charge
can't.
arc. That's range.
but interestingly, he's chucking his inspiring source miles other units.
No, it wasn't really designed to be an inspiring source, really, not for long.
No.
I mean,
He's the only one. And if those revenants at the top take
Yeah.
a charge from fiends and pop them, and then the fiends can get.
he's a bit short. Losing that lich was both unlucky and unfortunate.
Yep. Oh, Dan, I finished the Chimera.
No, yeah. Ooh, I really like the Mantic Chimera. Yeah, it's nice that. Lovely. It's a very chunky model, isn't it?
It is a beast of a model. Yeah, I just need to finish the base off, and then I don't want to use the rider that comes with the kit because it doesn't fit the rest of my theme.
The only thing I'm going to finish today is probably this chili mead, I'm afraid. But
Yeah, well, it's only what 14-15%, so it's not too bad.
exactly. Yeah, it's quite a low percentage, really. I think I can have 2-3 bottles of it. I should be okay.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine tomorrow.
I am considering
got-
getting up tomorrow for a run, so we'll see if that happens.
Well, I've got a Dash 28 call. Was it 8:30 tomorrow morning?
Oh,
So
what it is to be famous, eh?
it's me and Elliot and I don't know who else is on the call, but we're doing 2 UK guys near the top of the table.
you're doing them? What,
Paul,
live?
Andrew Brown, and Ben Johnson.
That's the one. Yep.
Well, that's a horror spam, isn't it?
Sorry.
Ben's the depth horror spam guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So a live action gangbang.
No, because it's on Dash 28, so we've got to behave ourselves. So
Right. Fair enough.
Because apparently you do.
Yeah.
You don't
Yes.
have
Anyway,
to
back to the
shit on-
game.
Yes. Steve, I think it's Lich rather than Lich.
What about
prefer
Lychee?
Lich. I prefer Lich, but it probably is Lich.
a 14, a 7, and 9, and lie cheese.
Ooh, does that catapult hit twice?
Well, it's amazing what happens when you roll D6s rather than D4s. But yes,
What's it shooting?
Or D3s even.
Oh, the fiends.
It's shooting
Can
the
you see
fiends.
fiends?
It's in the fiends in the woods.
Yeah, I think that's everything between us. Whoa!
You can't see the fiends for the trees. Or can you?
You can.
He definitely can. Definitely.
And there's no cover, is there? Balefire, yeah, it's indirect.
It ignores cover, it's indirect fire.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not stealthy, so 6s.
I don't know what all those rolls are for, though. There's the first one a shot, the second one a shot, then I don't know.
I mean, getting 4 on those is nice. It means you might have to take them off by something unexpected.
Yes, you can one-shot that now. 16, 18. So,
How far away is the Void Lurker from the Rev Cav? Could he move the Rev Cav on the hill and still be safe? To threaten a bit.
It's more than 20.
Or at least get a leader point on so he could see stuff. Because it feels a bit weird.
It feels a complete waste of that unit. It does feel a bit odd.
But what else, I guess, is he going to put there?
Is the vampire standing on top of the objective?
Yeah, he's nicked the objective with the vampire.
He's burned it, yeah.
Has he given the Void Lurker a flank?
Yes, he
really
has.
badly positioned. I'm not sure when you zoom in.
Oh God!
It's very close.
Yes, he has.
I thought it was level 1.
Why would he pivot at that angle? Bad angling.
Yeah, but he's going to pivot those Revenant Cav, right? And those Revenant infantry. So it doesn't matter.
I suppose. But if you're going to sacrifice something to an objective, I wouldn't do your vampire. I'd do the Revenant Horde.
Well, the Revenant Horde would be able to claim the objective anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah. It's an
Claim
odd
it.
move.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why he's done that. I don't know. Maybe he's using it as chaff.
Expensive chaff. Why is he advanced with the werewolves and cut that angle out?
Look at that. Oh, there's a bit of traffic jam going on there now.
Everybody join the
Hello. You can't do that.
Bane's joined the battle. He is an intergalactic traveller, for those who don't know. He does sometimes come to the Kings of War universe.
Bane.
I think he's singing or chanting.
I've got a Bane 3 up somewhere. It's like this big. It's cool.
I thought that was Blaine.
Maybe.
He's right. That is Blaine.
What's an L between
Bane's a character out of Batman.
Oh, the one who was socially distant, well ahead of his time. He was pretty good.
Okay, so we've got combat.
Revenants stomping all over
into
some phantoms.
Phantoms. They're going to get squished. There they go.
See, that's a bad call. I would have done the race first, because now he doesn't know if the Void Lurker can fly or not.
Yeah.
And he can't even pivot it because he's put his Gorblight so close.
Yeah, he needs to sidestep them. Because then he's not in the flank of the Void Lurker at the bottom.
If he'd done that race,
the Wraiths weren't going to kill that dragon, in they?
No, but all he needed
he might stop him from flying.
He can't do that, Richard. Sidestep.
Yeah, just sidestep.
It's just a step to the right.
There you go. He's doing something. Don't go forwards. Please don't say he's gone forwards.
No, it's sidestep.
Does that now make it?
Friday night at 10.
That should be a front.
It's a flank still.
See that apparently that's the current oppressive nature of the United States getting into all aspects of culture. Huh? That's Steve Hildrew saying that they get into trouble when they don't behave on -28.
Is that Revenant Horde in the front of the Void Lurker now?
Yeah, I'd like
Bob,
to watch John do that.
No,
Sorry.
it's not. It's in the flank.
It's in the flank.
It's only.
Oh, Steve's complaining he's getting into more trouble now.
He needs an inch. Oh, he's charged the what?
He's charged the necromancer.
Why is he doing that?
I love your reaction there, Matt. That was great. I'll let you ask that one later.
I suppose it's not the inspiring guy, is it?
No,
he's taking the surge out.
Taking surge out.
But the werewolves are still nimble and
Mm.
the Revenant Cav, if he doesn't kill that, even
No one's doing anything we expected.
Not dodging.
Matt, you need to.
But those cav can see that void lurker, right?
Yes, it can.
There's no way.
And they're in range, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So
with
even
them.
if he kills and pivots to face them, they're still going to ground him.
And then he's going to get a gore blight.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's either get gore blighted or revenant cav or both. Where's that mind screech off to?
It's hiding. Because there's no reason to take it over there. It's nothing to shoot over there. It's got Pathfinder and shift it into trees.
Well, he must have a plan for it.
Is this turn 5?
This is turn 5, yes.
Oh, damn. Running out of chili meat. That's awful.
I know. I don't know where it's gone. Someone has come in my house and drunk it. I don't know who it was. Someone. I've been sitting it.
Hey Dan, have you tried that cookie dough liqueur yet?
No, I'm going to have that later. It does look good.
I bet that evaporates nearly as quickly as the chili meat does.
I hope not, because it's at least double the percentage.
It'll taste so sweet though. It'll evaporate as soon as that lid comes off. It's guaranteed.
Have you got a fresh stock of Rubis, Dan?
Yes, we've been stocking up from Aldi. We've been buying every single bottle in there. They only get it in a winter, so I've got like 3 bottles of it spare now. So.
Oh, Bob
maybe
he's moved. Get the Rubis. He's been just look at that face.
So what's happening with the dragon?
He's moved from the mines maybe to protect that last objective, so nothing anywhere near it, and then he can move the fiends forward. I don't think they can get anywhere. And then the Pegasus flies over the top.
He's already got 2 to 1. If he gets the objective as well, that's a definite, isn't it? Basically.
If that Pegasus gets into the Mind Screech, I'm sorry, the Mind Screech it's a deterrent, but that's all. It has no hit, it's no crushing strength or anything. So
okay, Mind Screech onto the vampire.
Lightning bolt in it.
Is he in cover because of that wall?
If he's up against
the
wall,
no,
it doesn't.
I can't see where the wall is. No, it's not. Is it? No.
You don't get cover from walls if you're touching a wall, unless you fight somebody on the other side of it touching it. I think.
I really don't think I would have put the Void Lurker into the Necromancer. You have flanks everywhere.
Okay, so 1 damage onto the vampire. That's fine. He'll life leech that off.
Well, he might not do it. Can he? What's the range on that vampire? Can he get over to that ground in 1 and still be clear of the other guys? He can, I think.
Yes,
so he can go and nick that objective.
Yeah, he can get to within 1.5 inches of it.
And still be further than 1 inch from the fiends, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Let's have a look. Maybe not. That's 8. The 18 line is just behind. It's the line
that's fine because he's a 2-inch
the,
wide base, right? Is he a 50 or 75? Yeah, so he's fine then. If the 18 line's behind, he can go 20 over the top and still be clear of the fiends and claim the objective, I reckon.
I think right. Wow.
Oh, well, the Necromancer's copped it.
Yeah.
Well, it's hardly surprising.
Right.
A little bit of an overkill, sending the Void Lurker straight into a Necromancer.
I mean, it wasn't definite. He only did, 5 damage?
Yeah, but it was already on...
Not inspired, is he?
It's already on 2 damage and no inspiring.
Okay, yeah, true.
Your other side of things now is which way does he turn? Does he want to try and go forward out of the way of the Gore Blight?
I mean, is he going to remember the Revenant Cav can charge him? That's the real question.
Well,
the Gore Blight's facing down, right?
Yeah, but he's
he's going to take a rear from the Gore Blight.
Have a rear from the Gore Blight and
the front from the Cav.
That's such a bad choice.
What's their good choice?
It looks like the Gore Blight is actually facing the building.
And he's not
facing off to the right there.
Oh, he is. Still, the Revenant Cav's going to ground it for long enough. But,
Yeah.
And if the Race can come in and flank him.
The Revenant Horde can just see the corner of the Void Lurker, click on it and zoom in. He's just got it by a couple of millimeters.
Yeah, he can get a flank there, definitely. And then reform and be closer to the middle objective.
Oh, wow. That's painful.
Easy money.
The other Revenant Horde can see the flank of that green Void Lurker. That one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's got a millimeter on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Always check your angle.
Yeah, can he actually fit in? Yeah, he should be.
Well, if the other guys move,
yeah.
and the Pegasus moves, and
he's given a Horde a flank, and the other one in the front, that's a dead Void Lurker. It's only defense 4.
Yeah.
Does Werewolves get the Mind Screech? I don't think they're quite in, are they?
Of course, that assumes that.
No, they're out.
Assumes he notices the flank, but I would definitely be checking it personally, as I did. Ooh, that's painful.
Yeah, there was a reason I didn't ask to have any permissions to be able to see all these circles. It's all could annoy people. Ooh.
I just like to try my luck. I'll look at all the options. Can I see that? Oh, I can. I'll have that then.
I guess that Gorblight can charge the Void Lurker and still within 6 inches of the other Void Lurker, maybe, to get Cloak of Death?
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
should
fact,
be able to.
definitely.
Ooh, yeah. Plus it's kind of Revenant charges all over the place, isn't it?
I think Richard's going to give a few people a run for his money.
He might struggle to get that middle one, though, depending on what he commits to here.
I don't think he'll care.
He's already ahead.
There you go. Jump in. Yeah. One pivot as well. Bump.
So that's what the Vampire on the peg was waiting for all game.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. We've measured that wrong, haven't we? That was my bad. Sorry. You're right, Bob. He can't get it.
Can he go if he
just out, isn't it?
No, he's just out.
He's going to have to go up and pivot back for
but
it.
if he pivots more and comes down
between the Mind Screech and the objective.
Yeah.
Can you get in there?
Yeah, there. In fact.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if he loses him. He's got the objective, right?
Yeah.
As long as it gets the centre objective, he's definitely won. Otherwise, it could swing back to a draw. There's no reason why he can't get it, but he could choose to do something that would mean he wouldn't take it.
I can't see how he's going to lose that centre one, not with the wards there.
Why is the Vampire going over on turn 6?
Because he's grabbing the objective.
The objective.
But he can't do that into the wood, because he can't go at the double into the wood, can he?
No, he can't. That's illegal.
So I don't know if he can even land there.
He can't. That's illegal. I misunderstood.
Yeah, because he's not charging, is he?
Well, no one seems to be contesting it, so I think he's getting away with it. I mean, he's a little inexperienced, isn't he? So if his opponent doesn't realise either, then it is what it is.
Yeah, it's like Stephen Pearce has said that the centre is only worth 1, although others are worth 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
the centre's worth 1.
Of course, it's a modified raise. You see, that's why I think it's best sticking with the scenario as it is.
And the Undead are holding the others. So the Undead are holding the 2 that Martin needs.
So unless he gets the one under the Revenant Horde, no.
Yeah.
But that Revenant Horde's going to charge that Void Lurker, right? And the other Revenant Horde's going to charge the other Void Lurker.
Yeah, in which case
he's going into the werewolves. He's going into the fiends instead.
Good.
He's realised.
Or changed his mind. I'm glad he did.
Because if he does that, he can charge the Void Lurker and leave that Revenant Revenant Infantry swung round to claim the objective and won't get flanked by the fiends.
Mm.
I know it's only 1 point, but because if he double charges with the Gorblight and the Rev into that, like he's doing, then it will swing him round and he'll claim that middle objective without needing to pivot.
Yeah, and the unit strength of that a horde is 4.
Yeah.
It's big.
Unless the fiends kill the vampire and overrun, obviously. But even so, I don't think he's...
No, has he spotted that flank with his other revenant
I'm
balls?
sure he will have done. Something tells me he will have done.
And the werewolves can't get in on the fiends, can they? They're too far away, right?
Yeah, they're too far away.
Miles away.
They're 20 inches away. It looks like he's going in.
Here he goes.
Yeah.
Good man. He's not.
Oh,
Do you
dear.
chuck the cavalry in as well, just in case?
I would, 100%, because it blocks. Because otherwise, even
Yeah.
if it loses flight, it doesn't kill it, it can still charge.
Yeah.
Maybe do something, I don't know.
And you can move those nimble flyers back to guard the objective, just in case, I guess.
Now the werewolves are going to go and make it so they can.
Threaten options for if there's a turn 7, perhaps.
Yeah, it's probably looking at being able to run through the bottom end and going up for that other objective. Or
Rumour.
taking out a Screech. Or things.
Rumour has it that Matt Green says that there was a logic behind making the middle token worth 1 point and the other 2.
Good logic. There was a logic in it, only
I trust him
being what?
implicitly.
There we go. Reverend Cav come in.
I would be curious to know more.
It was to balance up the number of possible victory points to 7. Same as all the other.
Blackjack. That's why.
Yeah, it's blackjack.
It wasn't really to make the scenario better. It was
No. He actually says not because we thought the mission needed improving.
Fair dues. Yeah.
And those catapults nail a mind screech. And they can both. The right can see the mind screech, can it?
What's height 5? So you can see over anything.
But the dragon's in the way. The void lurker, sorry, the one on the right.
Yeah, the 2 void lurkers are right in the path. Not for the back one, but.
Why has he not backed up that unit of Raze onto the objective?
Perhaps he doesn't think he needs it.
A void lurker, if it could potentially, well, it's not going to happen, is it?
No, it's not. They're not going to whiff everything and let him fly over the top.
There's a minimal chance of, unless you're on D1.
Yeah. Get Page
Unless
here
he
to work
uses
out the odds
D3s.
of that. Even if he used D3s,
I think
he wouldn't hit, would he? Because he's all melee 4.
The only chance of it not working is rolling D3s.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
So 6 damage from the cavalry.
The revs, only 9, right? There's no crush. Oh,
he's
okay. He's gone. His defense 4. Oh, right. Okay, he's toast.
Void lurkers are much cheaper than normal dragons, but they're defense 4.
They get regen though, right?
They've got regen 5.
They are good units, but they can't take the punishment in melee.
They can't take the same punishment as a dragon can, to be honest.
They can't take a punch.
And they do need help.
So if it's not crushing, you might be okay. But
those revenants are hindered, though, aren't they, on the other void lurker?
Yeah.
Really, he doesn't need to kill it, does he? He just needs to sit there.
Around it, really, yeah.
I mean, the fiends might kill the vampire, maybe turn 7 or 6, but
that void lurker is not going to hang in there.
He's been lazy with those cavalry, not pivoting them, surely.
That seems weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just.
Maybe it's just to distract him so he doesn't go for the token.
Okay,
maybe
so 20 attacks.
Going left or right to protect either crown if something goes weird.
All right. He's only on 11.
So we're up to 11.
Is it brutal? That's enough, right? 19.
Yeah, the 17, 19.
There's a waiver.
So he's rolled again, he's got a 6. It's
wavered.
Is that right? 11, 17?
Yeah.
Why has he rolled again?
Because it's inspired by the Necromancer. 12 inches.
There isn't anything inspiring anywhere near there.
The vampire. 12 inches.
12 inches, yeah. Sorry.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anything to it, but
He's protected because of the yeah.
Okay, so we've done 4 damage, 4 damage.
Fine. Blocks them for a bit.
Yeah.
And the werewolves can
Oh,
see him
is
into
that-
a flank.
That's wavered.
I mean,
Oh, that's not good.
way better than he should have expected, really. I mean, this is going so well for him.
Because he can hop over the top, get the objective, and then the werewolves can come to the flank, and
I really thought this was the Nightstalkers game, and it just hasn't been. 2 kg, I think.
it's been blooming fast. Hour and a half.
Yeah, they've cracked on.
It has been a very fast game.
They've only played enough the board.
Rob Hudson's actually commented on one of the posts that he did warn us it to be a fast game, but
Good. See,
games
but
the last game I did, which had commentary, lasted 3.5 hours.
Well, the one last night was well over 3.
I stocked the fridge, especially.
yeah,
I have to drink on my own now.
Oh, man.
we can carry on for some time after they finish if you really want.
Well, small is violin.
we can have a StreamYard lock-in.
Is there no turn 7?
Why don't we all stroke our instruments live on?
Excuse
No.
me. Excuse me. No.
Have they not rolled for a turn 7?
I guess he's conceded. Did he forget 7?
There's no roll for a 7 there, is there?
I do not see a roll for 7.
There wasn't a roll for 7. We'll ask them when they come on because they'll be with us in a minute.
I can finally see what Richard looks like as well, despite being local to me in gaming.
You've not seen him in person?
You've probably met him at some point. He's not new to gaming, full stop.
He is going to be entering the room shortly.
So if they binned Martin's turn 6?
Well, he's wavered 2 of his units, so I guess he's like, I've conceded.
Yeah, but he could pick up
I
those
would always keep playing
werewolves.
because
with some
from
fights
a
lightning
tournament
bolt.
point of view, you
Cool.
might build something, and that gives you extra points. Why
Yeah.
not? Oh well. I mean, it's just us now. We need to talk quietly amongst ourselves.
Oh, gosh. And I've just seen that Matt G's posted up. They could be working out the next rounds while we're all on.
I think the last game's 8 o'clock start.
That's Paul and Ian, right?
Yeah.
Not Paul.
Oh no!
Ian and Ed.
This is
Ian
no.
and Ed
Stop. No,
last
this is the last game. This is the last game.
This is the last game, yeah.
This is the last game, I think. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes.
could be a live draw.
Well,
Woo, live draw. That'd be exciting. Just need
I'm gonna make a move, guys, because I already arranged to have more drink
You're
and
off
chat
for a
to other
drink
people.
today, aren't you, online?
So I'm already half an hour late for it, but I was having too much fun. So,
Okay.
so it's been fun, guys. Catch you all later.
See you, Dan.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Dan. See you next one.
Oh, I think they've done themselves out of kill points there.
They certainly are.
I reckon those Mind Screechers could have picked up those werewolves with Lightning Bolt 12. Already taken 3 wounds.
I don't know. One the Mind Screech is facing the wrong way, wasn't it, at the end of that? So
Yeah, but it was Martin's turn 6. He could have spun it round and.
yeah. It's what I would have done. But then I didn't understand why he was taking it off behind the trees. That is something I will be asking him when he comes on in a minute. Because I still can't see the point in that. And bless them, where are they?
I don't know.
I think they must still be chatting somewhere.
This is where we find out.
They'll be working out the results together, won't they?
Yeah,
So
they're doing all the
they'll be
stuff.
adding up the kill points, etc., etc. Commiserating each other.
As long
Are
as
they going
not.
to commiserate each other?
Hmm?
Are they commiserating each other?
Well, they might do. You never know.
Well, you can't really buy each other a pint after a game, can you?
No. Well, like Jose Mourinho style glass of red wine. We'll have a
Yeah.
pint after the game.
Oh, Steve Hildrew says, are the majority of the questions going to be, what were you thinking?
Nimble charge. What? Nimble charge.
You know, this. We're watching some of the Dash 28 games, and they pick the better players. I mean, nobody's asked. I'm in the same tournament. Nobody said to me, "You're in 122nd place. Will you? Do you want us to stream your game?" Which would probably be a load of Americans going, "What the are you doing?"
Entertaining, right? And that's what it's all
Where
about.
did that come?
No,
Are you not entertained?
Remember, that's an interesting move.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
I think that's got to be a coined phrase, though, hasn't it? On every one of them, it's like, that's interesting. Like, well, it's just
Yeah, that's why I have a banner that says that's interesting.
Oh, bless. I would like to get an Ed's game. Ed Hertzig, I want to get him on stream. So hopefully in this. I'm gonna. I did
you're in the King of Hearts tournament. Just ask them if they want to stream. I'm more than happy.
I know you are.
I'm sure we can.
Oh, here we go.
There's plenty of people. The games. I think we started on Monday, and within a week we've got done.
We have.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to get a few more. Obviously, I'm working evenings, but Bob can cast most of them, and
yes, I'm allowed to do things on my own.
Really?
He's not to do them without me, to be honest.
They're taking a long time to work out these kill points.
Well, they've just come on Facebook and asked if we want them back in. So I think there's been a slight confusion.
Richard's coming on now. Hi, Richard.
Hey, how's it going?
There he goes. Hey.
Well done, I think.
It's going well.
Thank you. Yeah, we wrapped it. Where Martin called it on the end of at the end of my turn 6. So that was yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Come back to Martin.
Hello.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good.
Oh, good. You guys both fine then. You kind of had a good slap off there. It was like one to this side, one to that side. That was interesting to watch.
Yeah, well, we finished in good time anyway. We didn't hang about. We got on with it.
Those are two very small armies.
Yeah.
We didn't mess about with that.
Admittedly, mine was more of a kind of every turn shuffle forward a little bit more,
Yeah,
maybe charge something.
It's thematic. You're shambling undead, right?
I was definitely doing a lot of shambling there for sure. That was I enjoyed that. Good fun game.
Good.
Excellent.
I like that when I turned up, half of Richard's army was just stuck on one side of the field.
Yeah.
And like,
The thing is, it didn't matter at what point of the game you turned up; it was always there.
Well, it didn't move much of that part.
It was like all I did was basically, it was like a gate. I just basically kept, the gate just swung around basically as the game went on, but everything pivoted around that building.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my game plan. I was really glad to get that Martin took the bottom side of the table, because that made my life a lot easier at that point.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense.
Was there a cunning plan about taking the bottom half, Martin?
My main thinking was I had my Horde of Fiends with Pathfinder, so I wanted to made sense to kind of utilize the forest for that.
Yeah.
But I wanted the forest to be more on my half, because my idea was to go forward and engage on his half, and as my the Fiends are the only unit with Pathfinder, if the forest isn't there on his half, my units aren't going to get hindered.
Yeah, no, it's a fair one.
Yeah.
What about the
well, I had one question for Richard. Was at the point when everything started to go horribly wrong sort of turn 3-ish.
Oh, is this where I
really
realized
relieved when it came on saying that you were using D3s?
It was when the werewolves went in, and it was like, hang on a minute. That can't be right. And I was looking at,
we don't look at it. The rolling D. Why is it rolling D3s? And then we're back to the
because we sat there and went, you need to surge an inch to get into the goal flame.
Yeah, I know.
I loved it.
You're right.
Wow.
That surge roll made me the happiest person. Because I was like, they're dead. They're so dead. And then he was like, no force. Like, oh my God. Somehow this is going to work. And then we went back to, oh no, it's D3s. Crushed. Absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Richard, you missed a. And I'm saying this because Dan spotted it. You missed a werewolf corkscrew charge onto the main screech.
Mine screeches, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And a couple of pivots.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was actually the way I was planning on using them was basically what I did with that was try and use was all about protecting flanks. So they were the edge of the gate, and their job was basically to just grind its way through anything there, so that then I could push through at a dash at the end, potentially for objectives and so forth. Yeah. And the cav, after I'd realised that I was on the wrong side of the building because I didn't have space to spread everything out, it was like, actually, having them just sitting behind an objective is actually really good, because anything gets popped, they can just go in. And I'm not going to get Martin coming over with it, because I could see what he was looking at trying to do was wait. He's going, come forward, so I can jump over and take it. It's like, no, I'm just going to stay there, stay there. Everything will be fine if I can just resist.
Yeah.
But no,
it was a good game to it was a good game to watch in on. To be honest, the interesting difference in styles. You know,
it was interesting.
It's kind of
interesting in the actual genuine definition of interesting, not the UB battle definition of interesting, where traditionally somebody does an interesting move means what the hell are they doing? Although there was, to be fair and full disclosure, there was quite a few when you come back and watch this again. There's quite a few people going, I don't know what they're doing there. It was interesting, so
especially with the void lurker hiding behind the cliff face. We did all sit there, Martin. We were all sat there thinking, where's he going to go with that?
Well, he could. We determined the cliff at height 5, so he could see over the top. So it was it was quite canny, because I literally couldn't charge it because it had a wall to the front that was way too high. So
that's part of why we were thinking about nimble pivots a little bit at the end of some of your moves, especially with the werewolves. Could have pivoted to make sure he couldn't get in front at all, just by making sure that he was completely in your flank, because obviously flush against the cliff.
The thing is, I actually wanted things to charge the front of them, because they can take it, and once it's in my front, I can deal with it. When it's flying around the flanks and just getting over me, then I can't. So the army it's a grind army. You want things to hit you, because Martin's army completely outmoves me, or outranges me. So all I could do was just basically just keep, try and avoid flanks, push forward to the point where I could get charges and see how it goes. And thankfully that kind of worked. But it's also, you've got to be really patient with some of it. You can't just go, I'll just fly in there. But
I did like Martin hopping over the back and executing your leech.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't just see that. And it was like, boom. And the double 8s again as well.
We were looking at it going, oh yeah, he's probably all right. He's only got like 9 attacks. He's going to be, hang on, he's rolled 8 hits. Okay. Then
double 8 for the nerve check. That was
Yeah, but unfortunately, that was when I peaked.
That was peak Martin.
that was the highlight of the game for me. Things very quickly went downhill from there.
The only positive for me with that is that I actually stripped out all the inspiring on that half of the board. So at that point, any combats after that, neither of them were inspiring. So it was like, come on.
And
go on.
Your sniper catapults taking out those soul flayers on the left-hand side.
Yeah,
because that then just go, there's all the chaff gone for the void lurker. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah,
that basically made me massively rethink what I had, which is why I ended up kind of playing so cagey with the void lurker. There was I didn't expect the soul flayers to die that quickly, so I was hoping to be a bit more aggressive with them. I was hoping the necromancer would have died a lot quicker. And then B, I hope the soul flayers would have lived, which then would have meant less surge options, so I could afford to kind of be a bit more proactive. But then when the soul flayers died and the necromancer didn't, I was like, well, okay, this void lurker now kind of can't do anything on this flank, so I'm just going to see if anything opens up.
Request from Matt Green. Can you get your points in for the game so they can do the next round draw?
Yeah. No worries.
God damn it, Matt! Give us a minute. I literally just finished.
Yeah. I did like the way that you were kind of like, right, well, I've not got a lot of options. Let's try and at least execute the surge and get rid of that as an option for him. Because
which I was hoping to do a lot sooner. Like if I could have got the necromancer down a lot quicker.
Well, your magic
having
was
one surge. Yeah, that lightning bolt was pretty bad.
I mean, it helped that I managed to keep healing him up early on and then hit him as best I could. But yeah, it was you just needed one turn where you got. I mean, what you get in an average on that normally? It should be about 4 wounds probably a turn against the necromancer.
Yeah, uniform
on average. Yeah, if you got both clean line of sight.
Which you're going to get to like height 6, right? Because they're mind screeches.
Height 5, I think. But I can hide behind.
Screeches,
I can hide behind the Gorblight a little bit at that point because he's height 3. So, but it's.
I thought that your phantoms on the right, Martin, were going to come on a long bombing run all the way around the back of the pub, and threaten.
Music.
If things were going a bit better, they might have. But I kind of needed them a little bit quicker than that. And my original plan for them was to go around and take out the catapults, but the catapults weren't posing too much of a threat.
Oh, it's weird, wasn't it? Yeah. I think
So I just thought, just get them in,
big.
threaten flanks, and then just see what we can get.
Dan did give a very early on question that I've got to ask. Do you remember how many hit points werewolves have? Because when you took that,
how many attacks?
Yeah.
How many attacks?
18. Oh no! Did I do 30?
You did.
I did 32. I did 32 rather than 36, didn't I? Well, that was fine. It didn't matter.
It's like, remember to ask him. So
no, I just didn't think.
I stopped here because I know I'm drinking. I think
if anything, I was getting confused with the cavalry, which do have 32 attacks when they flank something.
Yes. Yeah.
You'd never be able to read it, so don't worry. But he did want to know. He was sat there. It's like he knows how many we've got, doesn't he? He hasn't long enough to know how many we've got.
In fact, that was. In terms of mucking around with dice, that was the least of my problems. The D3 was much worse.
That was just funny. To be fair, Dan was most of the way through his bottle of mead by that point, so he was rambling a little bit.
Right, 3 points.
I like the vampire on the Pegasus being really ballsy, grabbing the objective and then going, can I sneak over and get the other objective? Really late on, oh damn, there's a wood in the way. Yeah,
it was just like, But, I mean, he'd have had it in another... I mean, it was that point, it was like, in many respects, the Fiends were better because if it hadn't gone so well against the Void Lurker, and even wavered, the ideal was basically to go and pop the Void Lurker, spin back round again. But I wouldn't have enjoyed Pathfinding Fiends hitting me in the flank. So especially if I hadn't wavered him. So actually having the vampire in the front, I was ahead on points at that point. So it was like, you know what, actually, it's almost better just holding them up for a turn. Because if it goes well, it went remarkably well. I mean, wavering them was brilliant. I could have still, if we had a turn 7, I'd have just hopped over, taken it. That'd have been fine. So yeah, I was pretty cool with that in the end. But it would have been that was my original plan though. Is to basically go and jump on that one, have just enough to spin around, jump on the other one, and ignore everything. Just like, right, take the objectives, hold mine, we're all good.
Yep. No.
Yeah. I don't think Matt's going to get the draw in, obviously, tonight because he's still waiting for points. So we'll probably have to do the draw another day. But I think we're going to look to start off the new round as soon as we can this weekend. It's gone ridiculously quickly and pretty efficiently so far. It's pretty cool.
Wasn't it supposed to be once every 2 weeks, wasn't it, originally?
It was.
Yeah, we're meant to be getting... Yeah. Everyone's finished their games in a week. So.
Was that the last game?
Yeah, it was the last one.
Yeah, you'll make Andy Marshall a happy man because he said he could probably burn through it in a fortnight. So he's obviously got somewhere he needs to be before he finishes. Right. Well,
Maybe he's going on holiday
thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah. He's got a flight booked.
Well, Martin, thanks for the game.
No, thank you very much.
All the lesson. Cool.
Thank you both for letting us watch.
And
yeah, no worries.
Yeah, thank you both for letting us watch, and best of luck for you both in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah,
thanks very much.
Thank you to Matt, Jan for joining me and meaning I'm not sitting here talking to myself. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay.
And, if I can get this to work, we'll play out.
Tune.
Bye.